Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, XRP, SXP, and we're going to have a look at CNS as well, right at the end. So I'm not going to bore you lot to death. If you want to watch that, that's going to be at the end of the video. And if you are wanting to get involved, get yourself a Probit account up. This bad boy's gone up 56% today. I don't think it's going to end there. We like to trade this one on this channel. Anyway, like I say, I'm not going to bore you to death. That one's at the very end, but you'll need a Probit account. I've got links at the bottom. And actually, speaking of links, I've got a really good link for Binance accounts, actually. You get 20% back off your trading fees. So if you already trade with Binance, I mean, it's up to you if you want to set yourself a new account up. But considering we've got about 18 months left of super trade bull run time, every little helps, I suppose. So set yourself a new account up there. Anyway, let's have a look at some of these coins. We'll start with Bitcoin. So the other day, not yesterday, but the day before that, I said that we were looking to get a short-term bull move, but the overall trend is still down, and that's how I'm still seeing this. So we had this trend line here, and what we were saying is that I think it was around this time here that we were getting rejected. When I said this, I said we'll get rejected from here, and then we'll buy it back, and then if we're looking to break out of it, basically, because these patterns do often 70-odd% of the time break to the up, so we're looking for a decent move. So I don't think we're looking for a breakdown out of this area at that point, we're looking for a breakout. So we got that breakout, and we were rejected from basically this blue box territory here. Not even the 10,500 actually, just short of that. Basically, people front running like me. I'm a front runner. So we've made that trade. So what are we going to do now? Are we going to look? Are we going to suggest that this is going to continue to go to the up? Are we going to test this box up here? Are we going to do that? We could do, and I'll tell you why. It's because there's a CME gap from up here, from at the weekend. Okay, so the CME gap is actually relatively high for where we drop down, so it's above the blue box territory, more or less where this Ichimoku cloud comes in at. So 10,700, I believe, is roughly the area that would want to get filled, and we could push up to that level, and I would expect rejection because this white line here is the CME gap that's below us that everybody kind of knows about, and that's the bottom end of it. So if you want to fill it to its entirety, that's where it would be. You could argue that it's already been tested, and many would say that that's already been filled because we had wicks into the upper area of that a few days ago. But for those who, I suppose, the purists would say that it has to be filled completely. Anyway, what I'm suggesting on here is that the momentum on the 4-hourly does look as though it's picking up a little bit of pace and could quite likely make our way back into this blue box territory again. We're being rejected from here just as much as we're being supported from down here, so it's almost a 50-50 guess. I know the fear and greed index is kind of tilting towards fear, which generally is often tilting towards bullish, but ever so slightly. It's not doesn't mean anything really that anything is likely to happen specifically. It just means that these are low enough levels for people to maybe bite the bullet and get in there, and I think that's what a lot of people are doing around 10,000. The dodgy thing is that even though the 4-hourly looks okay, I mean, it doesn't look okay at all, really. It doesn't look great. What I'm trying to say is that it looks like a low has been set from here in the short term, and we could be making maybe a couple of $100 move to the up. A tradable figure, I suppose. So we were talking maybe between $2 to as much as maybe $400 or $500 move max, and to fill up that gap at the top before I would expect a giant rejection. And actually, where we're looking at these moving averages and the Ichimoku cloud, they're all coming in at the top of the blue box territory here, and more or less within it towards the upper end. These are all areas. This whole blue box is rejection territory, so is this green 50 exponential, so would be the purple 50, and also this downtrending level of resistance being the red Ichimoku cloud. So all of this is rejection territory, definite resistance for us there. The money flow index actually broke right down here, and that would have been a good buy signal all the way back down here. But and in all fairness, it kind of was, really, if you bought it back down here, But it's not great. And to be honest with you, it's not great. The RSI is forming a nice bullish pattern, and if it were to continue up a little bit further, what we need to see is price action break into this blue box territory and stay there and not get rejected from it. So Bitcoin not looking too bad, but a very likely rejection around these levels, around 10,005 to 10,700. very strong rejection opportunity there. So you could go in and make a trade, I suppose. I'm not advising you to do anything because I'm not a financial advisor. You know that. This isn't financial advice, but it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be so much of a bad idea to have a small trade around this level and be willing to take profit quite soon on that, around this blue box trade. And obviously if it goes up, it goes up. You know, there's always a chance of full reversal, but with the amount of rejections that are above us on this 4 hourly, at least, the 4 hourly, never mind the and actually that's quite interesting really when you look at it on the daily. We've got the 10 simple right here as well, which would offer rejection as well. So there's a lot of areas of rejection. So 10,005, I'll probably front run that to 10,450 or so, maybe 10,430 just to be safe. Rejection I would expect, but you know, the move could quite easily bring us up for the rest of the day. It's important to note that financial markets across the board, indices, oil, they're all recovering a little bit, and they're not recovering, but they're bouncing from basically their low that they put in yesterday, and we want to see how far that takes us. I would expect that they're not going to recover their full amount. I think they're going to be getting rejection around half of what they lost yesterday, and so basically Bitcoin's kind of doing the same thing. Let's move on to XRP then. XRP on the 4 hourly, again, doesn't look great. Bollinger Bands are tightening though, and we're are we creeping up towards the top of that? We've broken up the center and we're above the 10 exponential on the 4 hourly. So this also, just like Bitcoin, could make another stab, another run to maybe above 25 cent, I'd say, and this is just short term. Obviously it could go higher than that, it could go as high as 26, I would say, 26.2. It could do all of those things, definitely. In fact, it looks a stronger chart than Bitcoin's. Look at this RSI on the 4 hourly, is looking really good. The MACD's showing a nice period of accumulation. I would say that this one could actually make a run as well, with more gains to be had out of it, a larger run than that of Bitcoin. Let's have a look on the daily to see where we stand with that one. Bouncing actually on the on strong support here on the 200 exponential and the 200 simple. So, but again, where we're coming in here, 25 cent rejection likely, because of the 10 simple there, and probably find rejection from there. All these moving averages will be resistance for us. The max I would expect would be 26.5. It can bring us up to where the center of the Bollinger Band is, the 21 simple there. But we've got a slight divergence taking place here on this extremely bearish MACD. But it's not great. Let's go down to a 12 hourly, see what's going on in the middle. Nothing really of any major significance, I would say. So yeah, I mean, you know, I think moves to the up in the very short term are likely, but rejections are more than likely going to be the larger move. So in the short term, we're going to see pumps, just recovering maybe for the rest of the day. But as soon as Bitcoin comes and tests this area to this area, basically the entire blue box area, I would say, is going to be a bit tricky. And if it fills and when it fills, because it obviously will do at some point, but if it fills it today or tomorrow, that CME gap around 10,700, I'd probably say there's a rejection likely to take place. Let's move on to SXP. So SXP, again, you know, just like all of these, death cross here, a similar chart in many ways to XRP in the way that it's snaking above that the center of that Bollinger Band here on the 4 hourly. But we're beneath our resistance cloud, so you can see that all these coins are actually more or less following the same pattern, especially with the alts anyway. They're following the same pattern. This one's stuck beneath the resistance cloud, breaking up above there, especially with this pinching of the Bollinger Bands here. Would likely see a move up to maybe even $2, but that again it would all coincide with the health of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks down, then we're coming down to our lower levels again, $1.50, and personally, I'm looking to buy this at even lower levels because I like the idea of this, and this one's going to be a good one in the long term, a good hodl, and actually is a decent mover in the short term. And so I reckon even buying down at these levels now specifically will offer good returns by the end of the year. But personally, I think that when we're down at these low levels, I'd like to get it a little bit lower. So I'm willing to miss out on the trade to go up on this one because I want to get in for the long term and a little bit lower. But yeah, SXP, you know, finding rejection at the levels that we are at right now. Depending on Bitcoin's health, we can break out above here, and breaking above here would be good, and we could see a move all the way up to $2. And finally, let's move on to our secret guilty pleasure, which is CNS. Now, I wouldn't expect many of you to even know about this. It's not a very old coin, but those who do know about it are probably on my Telegram, and we've kind of been all over it for a while now. I got into it here and loved it, basically. A lot of us started trading these pumps, and we've been staggering buy orders in on the way down. And the lowest order, I was so lucky to have had it filled, because I had buy orders down at 0.5%, and my lowest buy order was 0.18%, and I didn't think that was going to get filled, but it's got filled already. So even from that buy order, and that was one of my largest ones, I'm up almost 100% on that one. So, and if you don't know about the way this works, it's, you know, it doesn't really matter if you're holding it during these downtrends, because you convert it to something called CNR, Centrix Rise, and you basically accumulate more of your Centrix cash, basically. So basically it's like the ultimate staking you earn just for holding it. You have to transfer it into CNR. It's very easy anyway to do that. You transfer it into CNR, and basically, you know, it's 28% more. You get 28% more of your CNS, sorry, over a monthly basis. So, you know, I've had this, been trading it, and I've been, you know, staking it, essentially. I'll call it staking. I don't know what the appropriate term is for it. So basically I've got 28% more now than I used to when I first bought it. So you can't go wrong with that, plus the amount of money that I've made just from trading it. It's not highly liquid, so I wouldn't, if you were to get involved in this one, I wouldn't put too much money in it. I think that the volume, I would probably say it would be appropriate to maybe put a couple of $100 in, maybe $500 at the absolute tops. And it's a shit coin, by the way, so anything could happen. But we've kind of had rough fixes on this, and like I say, when you're earning 28% on top of where you what you bought on a monthly basis, that's given to you hourly as well, there's no lockup or anything like that, then you do quite well. So set yourself a Probit account up and get involved in this one. I do expect this one to continue. Now the rejections are likely to take place around about 7.50, I would say. First opportunity would for a rejection, well actually, in all fairness, we're talking about 0.5% would be our first opportunity for a rejection. So I'll pull back around 0.5%, then around 7 to 8.5%, and then our main targets really are going to be between 1 cent and mostly 1.2 cent. Breaking above 1.2 cent, we'll probably see a nice big massive parabolic spike, making maybe trying to get our way back up to 2 cent again. But if you're looking to trade it, this one is about, you know, you'll have to follow my shitcoin daily style of trading these kind of things. It's about patience, and you basically don't need to keep staring at it and worrying about it, because it obviously is not in any way coupled with Bitcoin. It doesn't care what Bitcoin does. It pumps and dumps all on its own. It's not correlated with Bitcoin. So what I generally do with a lot of these shitcoins is I have buy orders down at low levels. Oh, sorry about that. Buy orders down at low levels, and then I have sell orders up at high levels, and I kind of just check on a weekly basis. Sorry about that phone call. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. I hope you have a nice day, and like I say, set yourself a Probit account up with my link. It's just a normal link. I'm pretty sure you won't get any benefits from doing that, but if you did decide to set up a new Binance account up, or if you don't have one already, then you will get 20% back on all your trading fees. And if you don't trust me, there is a video. I'll leave a video at the end of this video to show you me creating that link, so you know that I'm not trying to scam you or rip you off. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and take it easy.